listening to Her Profit Era, the podcast for founders who want a business that actually works. A business that's profitable, predictable, and pays them well. I'm Cindy Kumar, a CPA, a fractional CFO from Abbotsford, BC, Canada. I'm the person founders call when they're tired of high revenue months with no money left over. I started this podcast because too many founders were chasing sales while their margins, cash flow, and bank accounts told a completely different story. I believe profit and money in the bank is the standard, not a bonus, and that every founder deserves clarity around their numbers. Each week, you'll get real financial strategy you can actually use and honest conversations with founders and industry experts about what it really takes to build a business that lasts. Today's episode is personal. It's a story I've never fully told. I did share it briefly in season 1, but if you're new here, I'd love to share it again. So, how I went from being a shy girl who could barely speak up to the woman behind Her Profit Era to running an advisory firm. Now, I wasn't born confident. I really had to build this version of myself. Growing up, I was very smart. Straight A's, head down, bookworm, doing everything right. But the second a teacher would ask a question, my heart would drop, my body would get so sweaty, and I'd just pray that they wouldn't pick on me. I had opinions, I had ideas, I just never said them out loud. And that followed me everywhere, even with family and friends. I was soft spoken, quiet, didn't really share my opinion, didn't challenge anything, went with the flow, didn't share what I really thought. I just blended myself in. So when people see me now talking, leading, advising founders, they're just shocked because I look like a different person to them. And then I went into corporate accounting, and guess what? The shy girl came with me. I'd sit in boardrooms with partners and managers and have full strategies in my head for how to save clients money. But I'd never say anything. I didn't think I was allowed to speak or share my opinion. Like I hadn't earned it yet. I'd rehearse what I wanted to say in my head like at least 20 times and still stay silent. That version of me, the one afraid of being wrong or even sharing her opinion, stayed with me for years. The truth is, I didn't leave the corporate world to be free. I left because I knew I had something to say. And I was suffocating in places where I wasn't allowed to say it in the ways I wanted to share it. I was watching entrepreneurs every single day struggle with money, cash flow, taxes, margin, and I knew I could help. I knew being a CPA, having this financial accounting and tax knowledge, like, what's the point of going through all this schooling, knowing all of this information if the accounting industry just gatekeeps it? I really just wanted to share how to structure your business from an accounting and tax perspective because there's so many costly mistakes people make when starting up a business. You hear things from friends and family, which you don't even know if it's true or not, or if it even applies to your own like personal situation. So I decided I was going to leave my corporate job, my accounting manager position, to start posting accounting and tax tips on Instagram. I really just wanted to support more women entrepreneurs. I didn't have a business plan, I didn't have anything figured out. I just knew I needed to do something with the knowledge I had and to use my voice for it. Now, I started my own accounting and advisory business, and the shy girl followed me there too. Now, I didn't know how to talk on video. I didn't know how to create carousels. I didn't know how to use Canva. My voice really shook. I had to record over and over because I would pause as soon as I would hit record. I overthought every sentence, but guess what? I still posted every single day, regardless of what I sounded like or what my carousel posts look like, because I knew even if I could help one person, it's going to make a difference. Flash forward, I grew to over 200 clients at one point, all from posting those accounting and tax tips. Now, before Rich Girl in New York in August, I hired a speaking coach because I knew how to help people when it came to margins and cash flow, but I did not know how to communicate that on stage with how I needed to present my information, hand gestures, tone, all those things I had never dealt with. So I hired Coco, the voice architect. We worked together for like a good 3 months with my speaking, and it helped me so much. And then I launched this podcast, Her Profit Era, last year in February. It was called Her Wealthy Mindset. And the goal was to just get better at speaking. So I told myself I'm going to post 90 episodes, batch record it, post every single day, doing YouTube, video podcasts, and audio. And that's what I did. It was so awkward. I had everything scripted. Episodes would be like 5 minutes max because I just didn't know how to articulate my ideas, my thoughts, my opinions. And now I feel more comfortable recording podcast episodes, putting myself out there because I did that work. I did the 90 days straight. Even with my accounting and tax tips, my elevated accounting Instagram, I told myself 90 days straight. It wasn't until this year in September I went down to posting 3 times a week. Other than that, I was posting 7 days a week for about 2.5, 3 years straight, which helped me get better at speaking as well. Now, every episode and every post made me 1% less shy, 1% louder, 1% clear. I didn't heal my shyness by thinking, I healed it by speaking. The more I started speaking, the more I realized something had changed. My value was never in volume, it was in my clarity, it was about communicating my thoughts. I'm not loud, I'm really intentional about what I say. I'm not being dramatic, I'm really being direct. And I'm not here to yell to be heard, I'm here to speak so the right people listen. So, somewhere along the way, after speaking events, after working with real founders, after getting into rooms where with people who have built legit businesses, my identity has shifted. I wasn't the shy girl anymore. I wasn't the quiet one in the back. I wasn't the girl rehearsing her sentences. I have become the person people come to for clarity, direction, and real financial strategy. I really became the advisor I always knew I was. I just didn't know how to communicate it. I really became grounded in who I was. And if you're listening to this and you still feel quiet, you're not putting yourself out there, still feel like you're not ready, still feel like you have something to say, but your voice disappears when you need to speak, I want you to hear this. Confident isn't this magical personality trait, it's really repetition. So if you struggle for speaking, record yourself on video for 90 days straight, even if you don't post it. Just get into the habit of doing it. When you go out to grocery shop or go to the mall, the cashier, the people working at like that store, just start having conversations with people. When you go to, let's say you go to yoga or you go to a workout boot camp style, whatever it is, start having conversations with people. Because the more you start doing that, the easier it becomes to speak and become confident at what you do. It's about posting when you feel like it's cringe. It's trying again when you hate that first take that you did. It's stepping into rooms where you don't feel ready, but realizing you belong there every single time. Now, this version of me, the one building her profit era, the one interviewing founders, the one in advisory rooms, exists because the shy girl refused to stay quiet. She has built me, but she's not driving anymore. She still shows up. I acknowledge her and I tell her it's okay. We can do this. So you don't become confident before you speak. You become confident because you speak. So that's it for today's episode. If you found it helpful, share it with a friend who also needs to hear it, and I'll see you next time. If you're a founder who wants real strategy, not noise, and you want someone in your corner helping you build a business that feels aligned, is profitable, and actually supports your life, you can apply for CFO on Call. This is my one-on-one financial partnership for established founders, typically making between $500K to $2 million, who want clarity, who want structure and confidence with their numbers. The link is in the show notes so you can schedule a profit strategy call, or you can DM me CFO on Instagram at @CindyKamar and I'll send over all the details.